to the
Hang
Ukraine?
on one second. I do want to go back to the beginning here because it's been nagging at me the whole time here, which is that when I asked you about Colonel Vindman, the very first thing you said was he was Ukrainian. So yes or no, do you trust Ambassador Bill Taylor more because he was born in the United States? Where does the location of his birth matter? Mark Meadows, who I think you agree with, was born in France. Is he pro-French by definition? That's a pretty stunning comment you made just there. And it's remarkable and notable given that Laura Ingraham last night in her apparent talking points brought it up as well.
So I read his statement, John, and I'm sure you did as well. And it seems very clear that he is incredibly concerned about Ukrainian defense. I don't know that he's concerned about American policy, but his main mission was to make sure that the Ukraine got those weapons. I understand that. We all have an affinity to our homeland where we came from. Like me, I'm sure that Vindman has the same affinity. Or like Mark Meadows.
I'm just sorry.
France,
are you suggesting that you would put Irish defense over U.S. defense? Is that what you're saying, Congressman Duffy?
So are we saying that by giving this money to the Ukraine, that absolutely is the money that's going to secure American national defense against Russia? I mean, I don't believe that. And so he's entitled to his opinion. He has an affinity, I think, for the Ukraine. He speaks Ukrainian. He came from the country, and he wants to make sure they're safe and free. I understand that.
That's an asset for this country.
My point is the president is the one who gets to set the policy, and he's the one who looks out for America first and the American taxpayer and the American citizens. And he'll take advice from all kinds of people.
Are you saying that Colonel Vindman, a decorated war veteran, isn't looking out for America first? Yes or no?
I don't know what he's. I think what
you can't say yes
John,
that Colonel Vindman.
All your viewers to read it.
You can't say that he's looking out for America first. You can't say that Colonel Vindman, a decorated war veteran, is looking out for America first.
He had tied the Ukrainian military money from U.S. taxpayers together for American national defense. And I think that can be debatable, and that policy can differ based on what kind of money the Europeans give, the kind of corruption that's involved in the Ukraine. And I think that's all relevant consideration. And so I think there's a broader perspective that President Trump has on putting our country and our taxpayers first. And I think, reading the statement, that Vindman had a concern for Ukrainian national defense.
What do you think of a Republican defense that does not think that a U.S. colonel would put America first, Congressman Dent?
Look, Sean, I have to ask you a question, Sean. Do you think that the United States should be supporting Ukraine to get the Russians out of their country? Do you think that should be our policy?
Yeah,
or do you think the president is... Okay, you do. So I'm glad to hear that, because when I hear this, I mean...
I'm not the president,
I get the sense many times...
And they've got the money.
Well, I understand, but the president's commander-in-chief, and Congress, I thought Congress was trying to help set policy. Congress provides the funds to support and implement our national security strategy.
The president sets the foreign policy. The Congress
we're all on the same page. There is a shadow Ukraine policy being run here by people who had, I think, a different agenda than what I had and what apparently you had.
I had never heard of Mr. Vindman before last night, and I'm sure, John, you hadn't, and I'm sure, Charlie, you hadn't either. So I don't know anything about him, but for the resume that I read, I don't know anything about him, so I can't judge whether he puts America first. I spent the last 5 years looking at Donald Trump fighting for the American people, and so I know he's trying to put them first. I can't judge him because I don't know him.
We got to go. We got to go, Congressman Dent, Congressman Duffy. I thank you both for being with us. I heard about his name last week.
I like Charlie, too, by the way.
You what?
We're friends.
Who?
Yeah, I like Charlie, by the way. We're
good
friends.
buddies.
We just disagree.
We're buddies.
You guys seem like chums. I can just say, when I looked at Colonel Vindman's resume, what jumped out to me was American war veteran, Purple Heart, and a lieutenant colonel part of it. That's what jumped out to me first. And I speak French. It doesn't mean I put French first. Congressman Duffy, Congressman Dent, I do appreciate you both being with us.
Is your French good enough?
It's terrible. I got a D in French.
Right. So I don't know if that's a good credential that you should be bragging about.
That he led with Colonel Vindman was born in